Train the muscles, not the joints. So welcome back to Natural Gallant Bodybuilding, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about volume and about mixing that up from time to time, in case you forgot, because sometimes you guys forget. There's lots of variables to play around with, and sometimes volume is one of them. So sometimes you'll see me do 3-4 sets for a workout for a certain body part because I'm going to train that body part every day or 3 days a week or whatever, because I'm doing super high frequency. But then other times you will see me do 8 sets or 10 sets for a body part, maybe lighter weight, maybe heavier weight, just to mess around with some volume. And I do find that it actually shocks the system quite well, and it does actually help you blast through some plateaus from time to time. So it is a worthwhile thing for you to do. So for instance, a while ago, I just did 10 sets of 315 on the squat just for fun, and I was sore as hell the next day, as opposed to doing 3 or 4 sets of heavier weight, right? So you can mess around with this, and in order to offset some of the volume damage to the body, you may want to go lighter, just like I did with the 315 squat. Instead of doing 405 for squats, you do 315, do a few extra sets, and then that helps offset some of the actual tissue damage, right? But it damages a different pathway, and it actually causes the body to store more glycogen and possibly shock it into growth. And yes, we're working some different muscle fibers along the way. You could try this with squats, you can try it with your bench press, whatever it might be, and you'll also notice that maybe your frequency should come down a little bit. So if you increase the volume, perhaps you might want to have 1 less workout a week or 2 less workouts, depending on how often you are training that body part. But you could try maintaining the same frequency, see how you feel. But if you feel like your muscles are like broken glass the next time you go in the gym, yeah, maybe you need that extra day off. And that's how usually I gauge things. Or if you feel like you're flat all the time or burned out, and some of you guys talk about central nervous system burnout, whatever. Yeah, any of these signs can be a sign that you may need an extra day off and then go back into the gym. It's not like there's this absolute rule in training. I find a lot of times people come up with these absolute rules and say, oh, everybody should do this, everybody should do that. I say everybody should do something for a certain period of time, but then change it, because I've found that even though I've made up my own rules around training generally, I have to break them from time to time because this causes the body to react in a positive way. So some of you notice that my chest has come up in size and stuff. Well, I changed an exercise, but also I've been doing a certain amount of higher volume workouts from time to time, and I've been increasing my carbs and eating a little bit more, let's just say more of a relaxed eating program where I'm taking in more energy calories. So this is the other thing. When you're doing higher volume, you may need more energy food to compensate for this, especially some carbohydrates. You know, you have the rice, you have the potatoes, you have the complex carbohydrates, because this will help you get that increased pump and perhaps help you deal with that extra volume, so that way you're not burning off muscle tissue in the process. Because if you don't have enough food, your body will then start to rob that area of protein. Basically, it'll start to use protein for energy. So it starts to work against you to do the higher volume because you don't have enough carbohydrates or enough protein sparing effect. You don't have enough protein sparing effect from the proper food in your diet, right? So this is the thing, if you're trying to lose fat too quickly or you're trying to be too lean all the time, when you do start to go higher volume, sometimes your body will become catabolic. So make sure if you're going to increase the volume, increase the calories through those carbohydrates or fats, depending on what your diet is, whether it's protein and carbs or protein and fat. But increase those calories in order to compensate for that volume. So I hope this helps you out in your training. I hope this is a, small little reminder that, hey, volume works sometimes. Volume can work. And sometimes your threshold, you might bottom out at or plateau at 4 or 5 sets, but then you need to increase those sets to shock the system in a different sort of way, and then raise the weight again and come back to less volume. So you can go back and forth. So yeah, try this out in your training. So thanks a lot for watching. If you need to get a hold of me, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com, and thanks a lot to the Patreon supporters, and take care for now. Yeah, and share my stuff. Come on, man. Some of you aren't sharing my stuff, man. I'm gonna come to your house.
Gallant! Gallant!